Good morning, friends. Today I am here with Diversity in Living Organisms, Part 4 of ninth Standard, and this is the last part of this lesson. Today we are going to discuss about Protochordata, Notochord, Vertebrata, Pisces, amphibians, reptiles, apes, mammals, nomenclature, and rules for nomenclature. So let us start the session with Protochordata. Protochordata have bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in one plane only, and they are triploblastic. Triploblastic means cells are arranged in three embryonic layers, that is an external ectoderm, middle mesoderm and internal endoderm. The body have coelomic cavity, means true coelom is present, and the body is divided into three different parts. So what are the three different parts? They are proboscis, collar and trunk. Gills are present because they are aquatic for respiration. Sexes are separate, that is male and female sex organ are present in different individual. Presence of notochord at least at one stage of life. Notochord is the some hard bony structure. They are marine animals because they are present in saline water, seawater, so they are the marine animals. And the common examples are Belanoglossus, Amphioxus, Hadmania, etc. Here you can see the figure of Belanoglossus. You can see the body is divided into proboscis, collar, and the remaining part is trunk. Here it is Amphioxus. Here it is Hadmania. Now we will see about what are the notochord. It is a long rod-like structure, and this long rod-like structure runs along the back of the animals, separating the nervous tissue from the gut, and it provides a place for muscles to attach for the easy movement of organism. Here you can see the notochord. It is dorsal hollow nerve cord, that is called as notochord. Now next is the vertebrata. They are also called as vertebrates. Why they are called as vertebrata? Due to the presence of vertebral column and internal skeleton. So they are called as vertebrata. They are also having bilateral symmetry and triploblastic. True coelomic cavity is present, and the body is differentiated into different tissues and organs. The organisms belonging to vertebrata are consisting of four regions. What are they? Head region, neck region, trunk and tail region. They have either two pair of fins or two pair of limbs. Aquatic animals fins and terrestrial animals limbs. The respiration in aquatic form is by gills, whereas in case of terrestrial form, that is who lives on land, their respiratory organs are lungs. So through lungs they respire. The sexes are separate. Vertebrates are further grouped into 5 different classes. What are they? They are Pisces, Amphibia, Reptile or Reptilia, Apes and Mammalia. So here we are going to discuss one by one. First it is about Pisces. Pisces are called as fishes. So fishes lives in water, either in fresh water or in marine water, and their body surface, that is skin, is covered with scales or plates. They respire by using gills. Gills are the structures, organs that have mechanism to extract the dissolved oxygen in water. So they use gills for taking the oxygen from water. They have a streamlined body and presence of fins that helps them to move in water. So the movement is through fins. Fishes are cold-blooded. Cold-blooded means their body temperature can be changed according to the surrounding, and their heart has only two chambers, that is one atrium and another ventricle, or auricle and ventricle. They lay eggs from which the young one is hatched out. Means they are oviparous. Some fishes have a skeleton made up of cartilage like shark, rays, etc. So the fishes are also of two types, cartilaginous fish and bony fish. Some have skeletons made up of bones and cartilage like tuna and rohu. So on the basis of this, they are classified into two major groups, cartilaginous fish and bony fish. Here you can see the external anatomy of fish. It is the dogfish, shark and tuna. Here it is stingray, electric ray and rohu. Now the next group or next class is amphibia, also called as amphibians. Amphi means both and bia means organism. So they are the organisms which are found in land and water. So that is why they are called as amphibious in nature. They do not have scales like fishes, but they have mucus gland on their skin, and due to the presence of mucus gland, they are slimy in touch, and they are cold-blooded like fishes, means they can also change their body temperature according to the surrounding. But here the heart is three-chambered, whereas in case of fishes the heart is two-chambered. So here two atrium and one ventricles are present. Respiration is through gills or through lungs because they are found in both land and water. Fertilization is external, means they lay eggs in water. They are oviparous. The gametes, both male and female frog, lay their gametes in water, and there the fertilization is taking place. Frogs, examples are frogs, toads, tree frog, salamander, etc. Here it is frog. You can visualize it. This is about toad. This is hyla, also called as tree frog. This is salamander. Now the next class is reptilia, also called as reptiles. Reptilia means they crawl. So that is why they are called as reptilia. They have scales present on the body surface, and they are mostly terrestrial, so they breathe through lungs. They are cold-blooded, means they also can change their body temperature according to surrounding. Usually terrestrial and lives in warmer region. Limbs are present with 5 fingers, and most of them have 3-chambered heart, but crocodile have 4-chambered heart. Means 2 atrium and 2 ventricles are present in crocodile. They lay eggs with hard covering in water, and the common examples are snake, turtles, lizard, crocodile, etc. Here you can visualize the snake. This is the turtle. This is the lizard. This is crocodile. flying lizard. Now the next class is apes. Apes are commonly called as birds. Birds are warm-blooded, means they cannot change their body temperature according to the surrounding. So that is why they are migratory in nature. When the climate or when the environmental condition does not suit, then they move to other places, other hostile places, and again on the return of the favorable situation they go back to their original places. They have four chambered heart, means two atrium and two ventricle. They breathe through lungs. The design of body is like boat shaped, and here there are few modifications in case of birds. First is that jaws are modified into beak, also called as bill. Bones are hollow and presence of flight muscles. Again the respiration is through lungs, and the next modification is they have outer covering of feathers, and their two forelimbs are modified into wings for flying. So these are the few adaptive features, means due to this they used to fly. They lay eggs and they have strong flight muscles also. But still some birds are flightless, means their flight muscles are weak. For common example are crow, sparrow, pigeon, duck, stork, ostrich, penguin, kiwi. Out of this ostrich, penguin and kiwi, they are the flightless birds. Here you can observe crow, sparrow, pigeon, duck, stork, ostrich, and here it is penguin. Now the last class of vertebrates is mammalia, also called as mammals. Why they are called as mammalia or mammals? Due to the presence of mammary gland. These are the gland through which the offspring or their baby suck the milks. So that is why they belongs to a separate class. They are called as mammalia. And they are warm-blooded because they do not change their body temperature according to the surrounding. The heart is having four chamber, two types of limbs with five fingers, that is forelimbs and hind limbs. Respiration is taking place by lungs, and the characteristic feature, that is presence of mammary glands for production of milk to nourish their young ones. Again the another characteristic feature is that the body is covered with hairs. Presence of sweat glands and oil glands through which the secretions occurs. Most of them give birth to their young ones, but still some mammals lay eggs like duckbill platypus and echidna. The common example of mammals are cat, rat, dog, lion, tiger, whale, bat. Bat is a flying mammal and whale is an aquatic mammal, and human being. Here you can observe the different mammals: cat, dog, rat, lion, bat. Bat is a flying mammal, and it is a blue whale, that is aquatic mammal. Then platypus, echidna and kangaroo. Kangaroo is called as marsupial mammals. Now next is about nomenclature. We know that there are different varieties of living organisms. So they have given us common name. That common name is called as scientific name. And this scientific name can be used anywhere around the world. So to know them, a given name is, that is scientific name. The system of scientific naming of organism is called as binomial nomenclature. Why it is called as binomial? Because it consists of two parts. The first part is called as genus and the second part is species. So in a nomenclature, the two things are present, two parts are present. One is the genus, another is the species. For example, the scientific name of human being is Homo sapien. So here first is Homo and second is sapien. So Homo is the name of genus and species is the name of species. Now, what are the rules for nomenclature? There are some rules for nomenclature. The name of genus begins with a capital letter and the name of a species begins with a small letter. And when the scientific name is printed, it is given in italic form. And whenever it is written handwritten, then both genus and species should be underlined separately. Thank you. For any kind of doubts, please write your question in comment section.